Marvel has some of the most iconic black superheroes of all time, whether that be Storm, Black Panther, Blade or Luke Cage. There's no denying that Marvel throughout the years have created black characters that people of all races can relate to. But out of the many black superheroes, there's one that's screaming for more attention, and I think that one is Adam Brashear, aka Blue Marvel. Created by Kevin Grenier, Blue Marvel would make his first appearance in Adam, Legend of Blue Marvel #1, 2008. In this story, we find out that Adam grew up in the Jim Crow era of the United States. He was a child prodigy, earning advanced degrees in electrical engineering and theoretical physics. By his early 20s, after serving as a decorated Marine in the Korean War, he joined a top-secret government research program focusing on harnessing antimatter energy. Because this is a comic book, while attempting to stabilize a sample of the antimatter, it ended up triggering a massive explosion. Adam dove into the chamber to save a civilian technician. He ended up absorbing the full blast of the antimatter radiation. This would result in Adam Brashear gaining immense powers. These would include superhuman strength, speed, durability, and energy projection. With these abilities, Blue Marvel has been able to do some pretty impressive feats in the comics, like punching and knocking out the Hulk with a single punch. He fought the Sentry to a standstill, held a hydrogen bomb as it detonated in his hands and came out unscathed. He's also carried an aircraft and a skyscraper with ease. He's easily one of the strongest heroes in the Marvel universe. So why hasn't Marvel capitalized on how cool this character is? I think the other form of media he's ever been in is a Lego game. Other than that, I can't recall he's been in any animated series, no video games, no movies. He hasn't even been mentioned in the MCU, and honestly it's a shame because Blue Marvel's story I think is very compelling and begging to be adapted so that a larger audience can see how cool the character is. But back to the story. Adam adopted the costume identity Blue Marvel. He designed a helmet and uniform that could contain his antimatter aura and protect bystanders. As Blue Marvel, he did the typical comic book stuff, stopping alien invasions, natural disasters, and battled supervillains, quickly earning a reputation as one of the world's most powerful heroes. But because this is a comic book story, something horrible has to happen. During a televised battle that damaged his helmet, Adam's face was revealed and the public discovered that he was black. Because this story takes place in the early 1960s, white people seeing a black man with the powers of a god, you already know how that was gonna go down.
Please! Please! No!
To prevent racial unrest, John F. Kennedy, yes, the president, awarded Blue Marvel with the Medal of Freedom, but ordered him to retire quietly. Reluctantly, Adam stepped away from the spotlight, continued his scientific work in secret. In the decades that followed, Adam built an undersea lab in the Mariana Trench and kept tabs on global threats. When his former protege turned villain, Anti-Man, emerged, he donned the Blue Marvel identity again. He would then go on to join the Avengers and the Ultimates, proving once more that his brilliance and power make him one of Earth's most greatest heroes. The reason why I find Blue Marvel so underrated is because when you look at him in the comics and all the things that he's done, it's hard to see why Marvel wouldn't continue giving him a solo series. When I look at his story, I find it very compelling. I did some research and I found out that Kevin Grenier posed the question, what if Superman was black and lived in the early 1960s? How would the world react to him? And it's not like Blue Marvel is one of the first characters to do this. Icon from DC has done this also. I think it's just a cool concept when you have a character who lives in a world that doesn't like him or doesn't want him, yet he still chooses to protect them. I find it very similar to X-Men. I don't know if it's just me, but it always seems like Marvel has always pushed Adam Brashear to the side. At the time of this recording, he's only had 2 solo comic book series, the first one being from 2008 to 2009 and the second one being a mini-series titled Blue Marvel, published in 2010. This shows me that Marvel doesn't know what to do with the character, or they haven't found a person that can utilise his character in an effective way. Because you mean to tell me you have a guy that's on Sentry level in terms of power and has Reed Richards' level of intelligence? Realistically, he should be at the forefront of every superhero community. There's so much potential that Blue Marvel has if Marvel utilised him well. You could pair him up with Captain America. The two could talk about what it's like being men out of time, how they both adjusted to being in modern day. You could have him and Reed Richards debate over physics and show how both smart they are. I know him and Monica Rambeau have interacted in the comics before. I don't know if it's a romantic relationship or not, but if so, there could be a new power couple, similar to Black Panther and Storm. My point is that there's many situations that they could put Blue Marvel in to make an interesting story. They could even make a what if story. What if Blue Marvel didn't listen to the president and continued to being a hero? How would the world react to that? But let's talk outside of comics. I'm surprised he hasn't been in any fighting game. I already talked about how he should be in Marvel Rivals, but unfortunately I don't think that's gonna happen. However, with Marvel Token coming up, I think he would be a perfect addition to that game. I mean, you could even put him in that side-scroller fighting game, Marvel Cosmic Invasion or something. In terms of Blue Marvel being in the movies, I wouldn't hold my breath. I think his story would actually work well as a special presentation. If they give it to the right people who are passionate about this character, I think it could work. As for who should play Blue Marvel, I've always found it funny that he kinda looks like a young Denzel Washington, but I think Denzel's too old to play Blue Marvel now, especially because he's retiring soon. Me personally, I would like to see Charles Parnell play Blue Marvel. I think with the success of Werewolf by Night, I think a special presentation would make the most sense rather than a movie. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.